So I know there's gonna be this one guy who's gonna be like, "What's a character creator?" And let's click on this video annotated right here if you haven't seen like the original tutorial. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, this is an update video for the character creator since it's about time I fix my like most popular plugin. Anyway, let's get straight into it. To start off, the first thing in version 1.1 is you can now use the character creator on mobile or HTML, web browser devices and stuff like that. Originally, a problem arose because the character creator relied on Node.js, which allowed to actively read the actual files from the, the character creator folder itself. Of course, this is not available within web or mobile devices, making it impossible to use the character creator on those devices. However, now when you playtest your game, all the information is stored within a cc-info file like this. Make sure this file is in your game, and when you export it, it's still there, and when you do so, you should be able to use a character creator on mobile or web devices just like this. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there we go. It's working on my iPhone. Anyway, next thing. The next thing added was a new confirmation screen that looks like this. It darkens the background and says, "Are you sure you want to save this character?" And we can say yes or no. So yeah, we can say no or we can say yes. Just like that. And while this does make it look a lot cooler, the real reason for this is so it fixes all the compatibility issues with all those like choice manipulation plugins. Because by default, this plugin is using like the default choice setup. But of course, that causes conflictions with stuff like, he may work his hidden choice conditions and disabled choice conditions. But at least now, those should all be good and fixed up with this new confirmation window. So yeah, that's that. Speaking of compatibility issues, this plugin is finally compatible with the on-fly save core. So yeah, it's working. Hooray and stuff. Yeah, alright, awesome. Oh yeah, it's also now compatible with the on-fly's battle status window plugin, so yay. The next feature added is the ability to set up a default custom character for a specific actor. Now this takes a little bit of work to set up, but we'll get straight into that. To start, the first thing you want to do is go into your parameters and go to print to console. Turn this to true, just like that. Now go into your game and create a custom character like this, and then open your console by pushing F8. When you do so, you'll get a console window and your game window. What I want you to do is exit out the character creator like this and hit yes. And when you do so, you'll get this giant, enormous chunk of code. But don't worry about it. All you need to do is just highlight all of it. So starting from like the bottom where it has this parenthesis and semicolon, and go all the way to the top where it has var ID equals 0, and that's it. Hit Control-C or Command-C on Mac to copy it. Then, within an event in your game, do a script call like this and paste all of that into a script call. Then go to the very front like this, where it says var ID equals 0. So right now, what this is going to do is going to make so when this script call is run, the actor ID setup right here is going to have a custom character setup based on all those, all those custom features we set up in the game when we ended it in that console printed to the screen. So if we set this maybe like 1, like that, that'll make so that actor ID 1 becomes a custom character when this script is run like this. Now, as you can see, actor ID 1 is Harold, and he's going to be just completely normal right now. But when we talk to this guy and interact with the script, then wha-bam! As you can see here, he's transformed to that new custom character we set up back when we opened the console. So yeah, with that, you can create a custom character. Now, this has multiple purposes. The first one is maybe you actually want a character to be forced to use a specific custom character. You may want to do this for maybe, I don't know, using the dynamic actors. Because as you know, with that plugin, it lets us so custom characters can have their clothes changed when, they change armors or weapons and stuff. So maybe you want to force a specific character to have custom parts, so that way you can customize him through armors and weapons, etc. Another reason for using this is that you may want to set up a custom character at the beginning of your game, because as you can remember, when you open the custom character creator like this, whatever custom character you have set up and ready to go will already be there and ready to go. This means you can have a default character set up when your character creator is first opened up, meaning so it doesn't have to be completely blank when it's first brought up and everything. So yeah, that's it. Just remember, all you have to do is create your character like this, open the console like this, and when you close out the character creator with the character you want, it'll just, print all the instructions to the console, in which you can use a copy and paste to use it to force onto a different player. So, yeah. That's that. Then the final added feature is the ability to set up pseudonames for all of your folders. So as you may recall from the original video, in order to set up specific settings for each individual section, you'd go into the parameters right here and go towards something like says section. You can input a specific section like body, then input custom features for the body. For example, the body parts specifically use the face images can't be colored, and the condition is always true. However, if you want to do, I don't know, color the body face images, you can just set this to true. And then, as you can see, body pieces could then be colored, just like this. So yeah. But what's significant about this is I've added a new feature, the label name, which allows you to set up a specific name to be shown in the editor itself. For example, we call this like head, just like that. Now, as you can see, instead of using the name set up with the folders and the files and stuff, it just simply goes to head, where you can now set up the head for your character just like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now this has a couple uses. Mainly, if you're too lazy to switch all the names manually, you do like this. For example, if you want to like translate it into a different language, just go through and change them all like that. Most importantly, it also makes making genders for the character creator a lot easier. Now I know a couple of you have had trouble with that, so I'm just gonna do a tutorial on it right now. So yeah. Step 1: go into the character creator files. Go into image, some random dude character creator, and go to this part right here where you find the dead, face, SV, and walk folders. Let's go into the walk folder. Let's go to our clothing. Since you want the clothing to be separated based on male and female, let's do that. Let's first find where all the male clothing is. I believe it should be right about here. Between clothing 23 and 24 is where the male stops and the female begins. So let's take all the female clothing like this. So we'll take number 24 to 49 and we'll cut it. Go back out here and create a new folder and we'll call this clothing F. So clothing dash F, like that. This will represent clothing for females, so we'll paste that right there. And while we're at it, we'll also throw in the like blank character one like this. So we'll go right here and do it just like that. And then you're good to go for the walk character sprites. Now I have to go back to all the other ones. So face images, for example. We'll go to clothing, we'll go to find number 24 and go to 49, cut all of them, go back, do the same exact thing, create a new folder called clothing-F, and then within there, paste all of these, then go back to the clothing, copy the black one like that, and then go to where it says clothing F and paste it like there, clothing sub-0, which is going to be the blank one. Do this for not only the face and walk, but also the SV and the dead sprites. So in the next part, open up the parameters, go to the first like 3 parameters right here, and go find clothing. So we're going to find it, oh here it is, clothing. So we're going to add a new section right next to it with a new comma. So space, clothing, dash F, and then make sure it has a comma surrounding it like this. So it's good to go. Do the same thing for all of these. So for order, we're also going to add one to clothing. So clothing right here, and then we'll do dash F. And then finally, in the mandatory, we will just leave it blank so we don't need clothing. So what we're doing is we're essentially adding the female clothing as its own section and adding it to the order and the layers within the character creator. If you've done everything right, you should find a new clothing section, clothing-F, and this should contain all the female clothes. On the other hand, clothing by itself should just contain all the male clothes, just like that. Finally, we need to make it so that one or the other appears based on which gender is chosen. And to do so, we just gotta simply use a section condition, just like here. So as you can see, clothing is currently a condition of true, but we'll change that. We'll make it so it's gonna be a condition of game switches dot value of 1, meaning that the clothing section will only appear when game switch 1 is turned on. Now let's copy this section to a new area. As you can see here, I've used section 10 to manipulate the various properties of the clothing-F section. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first make it so that clothing-F only appears when game switch 2 is turned on. So game switches dot value of 2, just like that, and we'll be good to go. Now let's also make it so that the clothing-F section also has a label name of clothing, just like that. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in here, we're going to go create a new choices like this. So we're going to say male or female, just like this. In the male section, of course, we're going to turn off switch 2 and turn on switch 1. So turn switch 2 off like this, and then go turn switch on like this. And then of course for the female, we'll turn switch 1 off and turn switch 2 on. And so finally in the game, when we interact with the event, we'll click male. And when we do so, our clothing section will only contain male clothing, just like this. Once again, we'll do the same thing but for the female section. And as you can see, now the clothing section will only contain female pieces. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, you probably also want to repeat these steps for the head or body images like this, just to make it so that the head for the male or female are set like this. Or alternatively, you could remove the head section entirely and then create a custom character that's only a head to make them work as a base for creating your custom character and stuff. So yeah, that is about it for this video. If you enjoyed, you can download the update through the same link as always in the description and stuff. And yeah, so if you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. That'd be great, actually. And leave a comment. Are there any other bugs I missed? There might be. I'm not sure. I feel like there's one I'm missing. But yeah, that's all for now. And until next time, I don't know. Until next time, bye. Blah. Blah. That was such a bad bye. Oh, I gotta practice. Bye. Bye. I'm so sorry. Anyway, bye.